Hello there, travelers. This is Andrea Cardi from Virtualissimo. I'm a content strategist for the intuitive entrepreneur, and I help people who are running intuitive businesses to share their wisdom and their knowledge online and to grow their business. This week, we are talking about busting some excuses of why people are not doing video content. And today in particular, I wanted to talk to you about the excuse that people use all the time, and that is when they say, I have nothing to say, or I don't know what to say. And to be honest, that is quite hard for me to believe, because whether you are running a business or just an organization or, you know, your own little circle or whatever, you always have something to say. People have always got something to say. So it's just the question of pulling those little strings out to help people find what it is that they want to say. So I have a couple of tips for you if you are using this excuse for not to do, if you're using this excuse to not do videos. So my first one is to talk about something that you know really well. Something that you know inside out, back to front, a topic that you are very familiar with and you probably talk about all the time. So when you do a video, it's basically a no-brainer. So if you, for example, are a dog trainer, then you would talk to dog owners all the time about training their dogs, and you would be sharing some basic information that you share all the time, the questions that you get all the time, the same questions that you get all the time. So chances are that you would have your usual go-to things that you would tell those people. So that was just an example. So talk about something that you know really well. And the next thing, the next tip is to keep it simple. Keep it really simple. You don't need to overcomplicate anything, and just be yourself. Be yourself. Use the language and the tone that you would normally use in conversations with other people. Don't try to be someone else or something else. Use terminology that you would never ever use in real life, because then you would stumble. You would try to remember what it is that you wanted to say, and it won't come through as genuine and authentic. And not just because your tone isn't going to be that, but people are going to know that that's not what you sound like, really. The next one is to have a standard intro to your video. Just like I did at the beginning of this video, where I introduced myself, I said who I was, I greeted my viewers, and I said who I was and then what I do. And I basically repeat that at the beginning of each video. So that should get you started already. Just talking, you know, words coming out of your mouth to warm up to it a little bit. The next one is pick a basic topic. Doesn't have to be anything complicated. Pick something very basic that is easy to describe, easy to convey, and easy to communicate. And the last one is, and this will be a little bit ranty, because I see this, that people do this all the time, is when they try to put some content together and they go into massive Facebook groups and they go, well, you know, if I wanted to talk to you about, for example, how to create flower arrangements, what would you like to know? And they usually get crickets or very little actual engagement and interaction about the topic that they asked about. Because you're talking to people who know nothing about your subject, especially if that is your aim, to teach people about your subject, then don't ask them what they want to know. Tell them what you want them to know about the topic, because people don't know what they don't know, especially if they don't even know what it is that you're talking about. Then you won't get many valuable questions. Like, for example, if I asked the question in a Facebook group about my business, I wanted to create content on content strategy, and I go in there and go, well, what would you like to know about content strategy? I would probably get crickets and tumbleweeds and, you know, chirping sounds, and not much valuable interaction, because the people that I want to work with probably don't know what content strategy is, or that they actually need it. So don't ask people what they want to know. Tell them what you want them to know. And that opens up the conversation and gives them the opportunity to ask you questions then about what else they want to know about your topic. So my final advice is about visibility, and this is something that I'm really passionate about, and that is that you don't need anyone's permission to be visible and to shine. And I will leave you with that thought, and I will be back at 6 p.m. tomorrow to talk more about this particular topic for the week. So I will see you 6 p.m. tomorrow. You guys have a great night. Bye.